In this video, I am going to show you this Canvas comparison document. This is available on their website. I just wanted to show you some comparison between a paid Canvas account and a free Canvas account, which is called free for teacher account. So these are some of the features which are available in both accounts. There are some course level features, announcements, assignments, discussion, grades, people, page, files, syllabus, and I will be making at least one video about each of these topics in this course, and we will discuss in detail. So these are the core features which you normally need for any course, and these are available in free for teachers account. Then there are some third-party SSO authentications if you want to associate Facebook, GitHub, Google and other applications with your Canvas system. And there are also some Canvas enabled external tools, tools for quizzes, for grading and roll call, attendances and these kind of things, and we will discuss this as well. And file storage is important, and it might be a point of concern for you because you will get 500 MB per course in your free for teacher account, and if you are going to add a lot of videos in your course, this might not be sufficient. So one workaround is that you host your videos on YouTube, which is free, and make them as private on YouTube, and then you insert those videos inside your Canvas course. So in this way, this might not be a big problem for you. But if you have a large number of PDFs and some other course materials, then this might be a problem as well. So this is one thing you should consider. Now notifications are available in both accounts. Now SMS, email and Slack is available in a paid account, and Slack is another application for where teams can collaborate. You don't get Slack integration into this, and there is a difference in SMS as well, which is explained here, that international SMS is only available in the paid account. And I will show you some of the apps. These third-party apps you can integrate at course level in your free account, but you can integrate them as account level. So you have one account for your organization, but you can have many courses inside that account. So there is a little difference, but it's not very critical. Most of the user roles are available in both of accounts, so there is no problem. There are some free resources available which you can use in your courses. So those resources are available in both of the accounts. Then there are blueprint course templates. Now what are blueprint courses? So what happens is that there is one blueprint course which stays outside the calendar somewhere, and then you have some associated courses. So one blueprint, some associated courses, and then what happens is that administrator and course designers can use blueprint courses to create, to maintain and update course design templates or components across any number of associated courses or instructors. So now in an institution setup, normally you can have one or more blueprint courses, and then that blueprint course allows administrators to create contents and learning objects, lock specific settings or content items even, and push updates to the associated courses through course syncing. So this is a functionality. So what happens is that when you buy a paid account, you will be able to designate any course as a blueprint course, and you will be able to designate some other courses as associated courses, and then you can push updates from blueprint courses to all of the associated courses. Now account and sub account management. So this helps you to maintain the hierarchical structure of your organization. If you are a big organization, you have some sub establishments, so you will have one root admin account, and then you can have sub account admins. So one root admin, and you can have many sub account admins, and even those sub account admins, they can have further sub accounts, which is called nesting. So in this way you can maintain the complete structure of your organization under one single umbrella. So if you are interested in this feature, you have to go for paid account. Then if you need branding, you need your own colors and fonts and sizes, then you also have to get a paid account. Then custom user permissions, There are two types of users in Canvas. One are account level users and then course level users, and if you want to control the permissions and there are a lot of details about this, then you will need this paid account. Terms management can be very important for you if, for example, in your organization there are semesters and then there are quarters, so a lot of things happening simultaneously, then you might need this feature as well. Require usage rights for uploaded files. So this is a feature. If usage rights feature is enabled, then you have to set rights for each of the files before you publish the file. So these rights can also be set to a folder, and which will apply to all the files within a folder, but before you publish anything. So if you want this feature to be enabled, then you need a paid account. Then this might be an interesting feature for you if you need multiple grading periods. And calendar scheduler is a functionality in which you can reserve places inside the calendar. For example, any place for group presentation or an appointment with your team members or your instructor. So these kind of things you can handle your appointments from within the calendar, which is very easy, very convenient, and if you want this feature, you have to go for a paid Canvas account. And then if you need Canvas customer support, of course you have to go for a paid account. So these were some of the features which I wanted to highlight, and if you go further down, as we have already discussed, that international SMS is not available. If you are an organization whose students are distributed across different countries, then you must have to go for paid account. But this international SMS is only available for announcements and grading, and this we will discuss in another video. Similarly, content security policy, if you are concerned about the security of the contents, you might consider paid account. In course feature options, most of the features are available in both accounts, and we will be discussing all this in this course. But again, there are few things, for example, quizzes importing, final grade override, and restrict students from annotating, and we will discuss annotations. So if you want these features, then you will have to go for a paid account. So this document is available in Canvas guides, and as you can see that this is just few days old, so it has been recently updated. So if you are watching this video later at some time, so you should go for the latest document on their website. So that was a brief comparison of paid Canvas and free for teacher Canvas accounts.